I'm in North Carolina.
Hey,
Orlando, Florida.
who's that in Orlando?
Errol.
Daryl?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, Terrell.
No, Errol. E-R-R-O-L.
Errol. Oh, I'm sorry. Welcome to the call, Errol.
Thank you.
Joe. Dr. Denis, Florida.
Hello, Dr. Denis.
Joe, Palmetto, Florida.
Palmetto, Florida in the house. Welcome to the Breakfast Club.
The Bill in San Diego.
Bill in San Diego?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the call. You can mute your own line by pressing 4* if you want. And I will also mute the whole call line here coming up shortly. And we'll open the line for your questions at the end of the Breakfast Club today. And you can just press 4* and that will unmute your line. Or I'm sorry, 5* and that will raise your hand and mute your line. All right, we've got top of the hour here, and I am I'm looking for, go ahead and unmute Cindy Belmonte and unmute here today. Also, Deanna Kennedy. I don't see you guys in here yet, but keep scanning the dashboard. So 1 second here, I'm going to go ahead and mute the entire line.
Conference muted.
Okay. Again, I want to welcome everybody to today's Breakfast Club. Joe Norman here filling in for Joe Shoop. We've got the final schedule of the North American KB Vision Corporate Tour. If you are in our Skype chat rooms, you did see those cities and the dates, but if you are not in our Skype chat rooms, I certainly want to invite you to do that, and you can send a contact request to anybody that is a member of the Skype chat room, and all the breaking news from corporate is always posted there first. You get it fast, and you get it in real time, and you don't have to wait for an email. So November 7th is the first live KB Corporate Tour event, and that will be held in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Details on the hotel and the time will be coming, and actually this is their flight schedule. They're arriving November 7th, so the actual meeting may be on the 8th. Let me look at my calendar here and actually see when November 7th is a Monday. So probably I would say the meeting will probably be Tuesday the 8th, but just circle those couple of days, because then on the 9th they're flying to Toronto, Canada. That's November 9th. Probably do a meeting on Thursday the 10th in Toronto, Canada. Then off to Chicago on the 11th for a meeting Saturday the 12th. And then after Chicago, it's Vancouver, British Columbia. And Vancouver, they're going to arrive on the 13th with a meeting on the 14th. And after that, Los Angeles for a meeting on either Wednesday or Thursday, maybe both nights, we'll see. Because then Saturday, Las Vegas, and that's the 19th. And then Dallas, Texas, they're flying to Dallas, Texas on the 22nd of November for probably a meeting on Wednesday, the 23rd. And last but not least, back to the East Coast to Orlando, Florida on the 24th. That's Thanksgiving Day, but they are going to schedule the meeting for either Friday the 25th or the 26th. And after that, they're going to fly back to Germany. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cities in 3 weeks, starting on the 7th of November and winding the meetings up on the 26th. So you might want to get that on your calendar. If you are in a town or city nearby any of those cities, you want to make sure that you carve out some time, and I'm sure those meetings will probably take place in the evening. So just check your email. We'll get emails out, also post into the Skype chat rooms as soon as we get the exact times and the dates and the hotels and the locations, venues, what have you. We will make that information available as soon as we receive it. Dr. Dennis, are you online with us? I know you've muted your line here. Do you have anything that I failed to add?
No. Hi, I'm here. It's very, very exciting time. One thing I did send over, Joe, just at some point during what we're going to do today, John Altier sent me an email showing through Vistaprint, which is basically free, but a few little upgrades, a business card he made out for the world of building KB through people you meet, but he also uses it as a signature on his emails. And I know we have eSig that you've done a great job with, and I use all the time. But but I emailed it to you, so you can kind of see, and I know you have one also, but I think people need to look at this, especially as meetings are going to start, Joe. So I just wanted to throw that out there, something we can discuss. I emailed it over to you just a minute ago.
All right, fantastic. And also, if you have a Team One self-replicated website, you also have a business card already with your name and phone number and everything in there. You can also download and print out as well. So I think it's important we get our business cards ready for these live meetings that are going to be taking place in November. And we, again, will have more information on the exact time and the venues the next few days. So what I would like to do today is I have to plug tomorrow night. We have the KB ladies, the leader ladies, Deanna Kennedy and Cindy Belmonte and Taylor Eckert and others have just done a fantastic job of building their businesses, but most importantly, giving it the ladies' touch. And sometimes guys are definitely swinging from a different tree, have a different perspective, but the girls, the old elephant and the blind man, Dr. Dennis, some get involved in this. This KB Vision elephant is headed a certain direction, and it's a good direction to go, but some people, grab a hold of the tail and hold on. Some people get involved because they like the leg, and some people like to sit up on top, and some have the tusk, and one has a trunk, and, there's a lot of different reasons people get involved in that, and what I would like to do, if I can, is Deanna. I don't see Cindy, but Deanna, if you don't mind, I'm going to unmute your line here, and just kind of want to get your perspective on that. Taylor Ecker, I've also see you in there. I'm going to unmute your line, and Deanna, you guys tomorrow night you've got your ladies' call and very well attended, and actually the recordings are listened to just about as much or maybe more than any other recordings because of your perspective on this. And would you like to share a little bit about what you girls are doing and how you're doing it and what you're teaching your teams?
Hi, Joe. It's Deanna. And yes, we're excited about these calls. We've gotten just a ton of reaction from them. So we're looking forward to many more. And I think what we're looking forward to is giving our tactical positions on how we approach talking to people and pulling them into our team effort. So that's what we're doing. We're looking forward to the call tomorrow, and that's where we're at.
Well, fantastic. And I know, some people get involved in this because they have been really blessed in life and have accumulated some wealth, and they want to conserve it, and that is their motivating factor. Other people get involved because they haven't really hit the big home run, and they're looking to do that, and they see the business model and the affiliate program as a way to generate new capital and eventually move from part-time to full-time in this. And certainly that opportunity is there as well, and others see both, and we've talked on the Breakfast Club for a long time about getting this in front of as many people as you can, because your success begins and ends with your marketing. And the marketing first of the 5 foundational components, and that can take a lot of different aspects to it, whether it's people you know, friends and family. You know, a lot of people are reluctant to tell friends and families about juices, lotions, or potions. But with this, it's totally different than that, because you can bet your bottom dollar your family and friends have a checking and a savings account. Well, anyone with a checking or a savings account needs an account with KB as well. And they just don't know it because no one's told them. So that's one area of marketing and influence is your family and friends, and other avenues are the people that you meet, the people that you know. And then, of course, you've got people that are very electronically leveraged and very good on the internet and are able to get into social networks and email lists, and even some people like Taylor, and Taylor, I'm going to get your perspective on this, are buying lists of leads, people that have opted in and requested information about working from home, and Taylor and Joe Shoop have been working on developing a script to buy those lists, and I think when you're able to have a phone number and an email address and a first and a last name of someone that's looking for a way to make money working from home, certainly those type people, that's who we're looking for. So Taylor, you've been doing that for several weeks now, and I know I've noticed your confidence level is soaring, and you're sorting through people, and you're looking to take someone from a suspect to a prospect, and a prospect to either a member or an affiliate. So how's the process going, Taylor?
Can you hear me, Joe?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm a little hoarse today. I've got a really bad head cold, so forgive me. The cold calling. First of all, for those people that have never done cold calling, the difference between cold calling and warm calling is that cold calling is literally these people do not know who you are. They don't know your name. They don't know. They've never met you. They have no idea who you are, and it can be a little scary. But as I've said before on this call, when you really understand what we have our hands on here, this company and our product, and believe in what we're doing and where we're headed in the future, there should be no problem with the cold calling, because you're confident that you're putting something out there that absolutely can help everybody out there today. Joe, as you say, anybody that has a savings or a checking account needs a free KB savings account. They just don't know it yet. So my whole perspective on the thing is, I'm willing to talk to anybody about this, whether I know them or not. And the cold calling, I am working. I've been talking with various members from KB that have had experience or tried different lead systems. And I'm in the process of doing that. I actually just finished up a big lead list that one of my members had given me a while back. So I've been doing a little, corresponding with some of the members that have already tried different lead sources, and I'm going to actually be trying that this week. But I love the cold calling. It's certainly challenging, and my feeling is when, again, you believe in what we have and where we're headed, and that everybody needs what we have. And as Boomer so well puts it, if you can just get out of yourself and know that you're helping others that are willing to learn about this great opportunity and our great product, then I think that's the key to picking up the phone and making the call. So, the script is great. It's short and to the point. I love how Joe Shoop has designed this script, and it truly does, weed out the people that are open to looking at something. So if you can just go by the script, keep it as it is, and work it as we've been taught it works. So I'm looking forward, Joe. As soon as I try this new lead source that I have, and hopefully that's going to be this week. If not, definitely by next week, I'll definitely be sharing my results on that. But it's certainly been worth it. I live here in a very rural town in farm country in New Jersey. I don't get out a lot. I live on a farm, so I really have no choice. If I'm going to meet others, if I'm going to build my business, I have to make contact with others. And right now, my only choice really is to make the cold calling, the cold calls. So with that, I'm absolutely here to help anybody that would like to take it on. You're more than welcome to call me or email me anytime. And, I'm certainly here to help anybody with that. I believe there's definitely a lot of people out there that we don't know that we can reach out to and offer this business and opportunity to. So I'm having a great time with it, Joe, and, I hope there will be others that try it. It's definitely worth it. And again, you're helping others. So that's what I have to say about that for today.
Okay.
Great, Taylor.
Absolutely. Boomer, I think it was you that said you don't want to try to sell wood to someone that doesn't have a chimney.
It is. What I said was you'll get your best results. If you got a load of wood to sell, you'll have your best results by stopping by a house with a chimney.
Yeah. You know what? When you're buying lists, people that have specifically requested information about making money from home, that's a pretty good indication they have a chimney. But let me clarify and really, I think we have a market that has gone so overlooked. You talk about a chimney. If you live in a town or even a village, not to mention a city, Boomer, if you drove downtown San Diego, I'm sure you would see no less than at least a handful, if not up to a dozen or more places that advertise, we buy and sell gold.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a yes waiting to happen in a big, big way. And I having said that, I think that market has gone overlooked, and I now want to, and I'm kind of springing this on him unexpected, but hopefully Bob Christensen is okay with you if I unmute your line here. And I want you to share what you stumbled across a couple weeks ago, and I think you found this brick and mortar gold and silver dealer through marketing on Facebook, was it, Bob?
Yeah, actually, I met him a few months back, and he actually had his own gold. He sells gold, $5 million worth of gold a year. He gets it directly from the mint. I think you have to have a minimum of a $2 million line available cash on hand to even set up that account. But anyway, he's a financial planner, and he's got other reps around the country that help sell his gold as well. And so anyway, I was talking to him on Facebook a little bit. I said, are you still selling your gold? And I said, you might want to look at this because it's international. And I just sent him my website, with the videos on it, and he signed up immediately. And then when we got to talking with him, I didn't know he had a brick and mortar spot as well, but we found that out. So he's actually buying KB cars to sell in his brick and mortar establishment as well.
We talked to him about buying them at spot price from KB and marking them up, selling them right over his counter, put them on display and sell them, because that will be the only gold bullion he sells that's hologrammed and serial numbered and brailled and is guaranteed purity and weight forever and ever and ever. All the coins and bars and ingots and chains and everything else he sells is buyer beware. You don't know what's in it.
That's right.
So, you know, are you going to take someone's word for it? Hey, Boomer, hey, I've got a gold coin, and this is 999.9 pure 24-karat gold, and I'll sell it to you for $1,600.
Do you mind if I drill it?
or how do I know it is what you say it is? I mean, I know you're a nice guy and all, but you know, how do I know? And see, that's the market, guys. That's why this kinnabar or kilogram or hologram 1 gram product is worth more than anything else that you compare it with. And you know, we've been talking about for quite some time how important the pricing is, and there's really only one other competitor that KB has, and it's a UBS, Union Bank of Switzerland, one of the largest, most credible financial institutions in the world. They are actually the ones that patented the Kinnabar hologram, and they did that to create a method to certify purity and weight so it could never, ever, ever be counterfeited. They were the first to do it. They were a category creator. And then what KB did, so they're not infringing on the patent, is they have actually done a hologram, a similar hologram, and KB's, you know, we've been using Kinnabar 1 gram, and actually technically we're changing our language, guys, because technically, legally, we're not correct when we say KB has Kinnabar grade bullion, and technically it is. We should be using the word hologrammed because it's a patent infringement if we go the other way. So it's in a lot of ways the same thing, but using proper language keeps us on the safe side, and certainly we want to make sure that this opportunity lasts a long, long time, if not forever, and we certainly don't want to use any improper language. And of course, that's one of the things that the Breakfast Club has been all about, is developing proper terminology, language, and vocabulary to paint the proper picture. You know, a picture's worth 1,000 words for sure. So having said that, what I want to invite anyone who has a question on what we've discussed so far. If you have a question, press 5 star, and that will raise your hand. I'll see it in the dashboard, and I'll unmute your line. And Boomer, do you have anything you want to add before we start taking questions?
Just that, you know, our hologrammed gold in small weights gives you, I'm sure we've heard this before, but there might be some new people on the call, gives you the fluidity to know that it doesn't lose value when it leaves the vault, if it's in your hands. And number 2, the small transaction-friendly weights allows you to sell back or utilize only a portion of that, and you can't do that with a coin. It's just not fluid. The reason the hologram gold costs more is because of, number 1, production costs, and number 2, is you can equate it with a piece of, as we've used the term with Fords and Mercedes, also with property. One piece of property in one area costs more than another, and it resells for more. We have prime real estate with our KB hologrammed, non-counterfeitable, verified weights. That's all.
Well, that you just triggered my imagination when you used the word land. You know, why should I buy from KB and spend over $2,300 an ounce when I can buy from such and such and get gold for $1,700 an ounce? Well, another good analogy, we use, you know, a Ford Fusion is a car and a Mercedes is a car. They're both cars. Well, a gold coin is gold, and a hologram 1 gram, it's gold too. But the fact of the matter, one's worth more. One retains its value better. One has a better resale value, and it's the same thing with a car. You know, there's probably not any more steel in a 450 SL Mercedes convertible than there is a Ford Fusion. There probably isn't. But the market, any asset, whether it's a car, real estate, or gold, it's worth what the market says it's worth. The market says a Mercedes 450 SL is worth more to the Ford Fusion. The market says an acre of ground in Malibu is worth more than an acre of ground in farm country.
Right.
They're both ground. It's both real estate. It's both the same thing in essence. But it's not in detail. And that, I'll tell you guys, we have at mykbgold.us, if you can go there, if you're on your internet, I want to show you something that will really help you. Because this question is going to come up, and if you don't get good at dealing with it, you're going to stumble and fumble and bumble. But once you're there, click on the Pricing Facts tab and scroll all the way to the bottom, and it'll talk about what I just said. But all the way at the bottom, this is huge. 3 ways to use your KB bullion. You know, the exit strategy. People talk about that all the time, and they all get hung up over option number 1. Sell back to KB and take a 25% hit? That's not such a good deal. Well, take your gold bullion, take your coin back to that new mystical coin dealer and ask them what they'll give you back for it.
Right.
You know, it
That's
is
a sobering effect.
The option
Right.
number 1, the sellback, it's just a safety net, guys. That's all it is. But I would recommend going with option 2 or option 3 or even eventually option 4 and getting the spot price. Whatever the spot listed price is, if you use option 2, 3, or 4, that's what you'll get back. You know, guys, we have such a special situation with our internal buyback offer. You know, we're a family, and if someone has an emergency, they have a medical situation or a transmission go out or whatever, and you have gold that you've taken delivery, just list it for sale in our chat room, and one of us will buy it from you and give you spot price as long as you pay the shipping. And the shipping, for those of us that have received gold from KB and have paid for shipping, it's minimal. And that's coming from Germany, so it'll be even less coming from California or from Florida or wherever it's coming from. It's minimal. You just get some insurance on it, ship it to the buyer, and the buyer will either through PayPal or send you a check or whatever it is. And that is such a tremendous security to have, is to have a family. You know, Boomer, I think we have like 11 or maybe even more chat rooms. Most of them have 300 people. You know, that's a potential 3,000 plus people that at least maybe 5 to 10% of it might have the ability to take that gold off your hands at any given moment in time. What a tremendous advantage to have is a family that's willing to do something like that. And then Bob Christensen is talking to his client who has a brick and mortar business. He's going to buy it spot price, which this morning spot price is $76.50, and he's going to mark them up to $100, sell them over his counter all day long. So it's not only is he getting spot price, but he's getting a profit on top of that. So there's another option. And then, of course, you've got the World Aurum coming later this year. So that is a way that we'll be able to actually take our gold in storage that we haven't taken delivery. We all have gold accounts, and the gold in storage that shows up in our gold accounts, our gold account has a value, and you have so many grams in there, and you'll be able to buy products and services from participating merchants worldwide. With just a couple mouse clicks, you'll be able to transfer your gold to them in exchange for their product or service. How cool is that?
Right.
So, any questions? Does anybody have any questions? If you do, press 5-star. And I see, Bob, you got another question or comment. Bob, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just talking to another guy, another financial planner the other day, and he's pretty sharp. He's got a master's in finance, I guess. But anyway, he was. I told him about that KB stores the gold for you in a Swiss vault, and his concern. He had a question about that. He's like, how do I know it's there, and why would I leave it in a Swiss vault? He had, and how liquid is it? How can I get it? Those were his main concerns. So what would you say to that guy that had those concerns?
Well, you can request short-term or long-term storage. Every buy, every purchase, every time you buy gold from KB, by default or automatically, it goes into storage, and it goes into storage. The short-term storage with G4S, and if you're over in Europe, the other service we have, Boomer, help me, the other company.
Secure Log.
Yes, Secure Log.
Yes.
But long-term storage, it goes into the Swiss vaults, and once it gets into the Swiss vaults, it can take 6-8 weeks or more to get it out of there. It's just a slower process. How do you know it's there? It's because each purchase has a serial number, and those of us that have received delivery, you see on your bullion, it's got a serial number on there, and so each purchase, each bullion is unique, and all of your purchases, when you go on a monthly purchase plan, if you read the terms and conditions, your first 25 grams are all included in a 1 kilo bar. So your gold is in with other people's gold to make up a kilo. And then once you have purchased your 25th gram, then you can take delivery of it. So they'll then convert your kilo bar share into 1 gram bullions that are going to have hologram and serial number on it. Then you can either store it there or take delivery. And if you do a one-time purchase and take delivery, you're going to get it right away. And it will have the serial number and hologram. Did that answer your question, Bob?
Yeah. He wanted to know how liquid it was, how accessible it is if he wanted to, cash it out right away. But he can do.
Well, does he understand? What does he mean when he says cash it out? Sell back to KB?
Well, maybe not KB, but how easy can he get his gold? And he was concerned.
Well, you should have told him. Should have told him to read the terms and conditions, and it will tell him everything. The terms and conditions spells out every minutia of detail, and it'll tell him about the kilo bar. And it's not liquid. When the monthly purchase plan is the equivalent, and this is the way I frame it, because again, people avoid what they're not familiar with.
Right.
What's the guy's name, Bob?
Richard.
Richard, are you familiar with a 24-month bank CD?
Right. That's a great analogy.
How liquid is that? And going on a monthly purchase plan is very similar, except it's 25 months before you can, if you're doing a gram a month. Once your 25th gram is purchased, then you can take delivery of all of it. And then you can sell to another member or whatever. Sell back to a deal, whatever. How liquid is it? How liquid is your gold coin? So it's just a matter of reading the directions and knowing the rules to the game.
Right. In another point here, this country has not been, in our lifetime, we have never seen the condition of our debt to GDP ratio in this country. And for many people, well, big deal, Dan, what does that mean? That means everything in comparison to how other countries view the validity of our flat-out paper money. That's everything. And you know what? This is a store, it's a haven for your buying power. You can go and look at an article. Just Google the worst hyperinflationary examples, and you will find an article that actually will point out what happens, why it happened, and what it looked like when it happened. Very good. And if you see that, there's no politicians that are gonna make the moves in an election year or any part like that to take the tough stuff that needs to be done in order to do it. They're just gonna print more money. That means that everything you got in your pocket and everything you bought with the dollars is going to be devalued. So, if we see a gold boom start to go again, that is a great indicator, as Joe, you pointed out the reason the last drop went from your experts, which is exactly the same information I got across the board. You're going to want to have some of that paper money that you got transferred into bullion.
And again, people should not be bothered at all by short-term pullbacks in price because the current is strong. It's going one. You go out to the beach, out in the Pacific Ocean, Boomer, like we did, and when we were up in Joe Slovenik's condo looking out in the ocean, you couldn't see the current, but it was there, and it was strong, and it was going a certain direction, and that's the same thing with the price of gold. It is going up. We know it's going up. But nothing ever goes straight up or straight down. And if you look at a chart, it's got ups, it's got downs, it's got ups, it's got down. But you look at the trend line of where it's headed, and if you look at go clear back 30 year, 10-year, 5-year, 3-year, 1-year, 3-month, and even maybe not so much the 1 month, but a 3-month chart. They're all higher highs, higher lows, and that is a strong technical indicator that the price is going to go much higher. And then you combine the fundamental reasons, $14.5 trillion in debt, 2.4 authorized by Congress with a new debt ceiling limit going to be added to that, Eurozone, Greece default, go on and on, looming QE3. I mean, all these are all fundamental reasons, and we've never, ever, ever, ever in my lifetime, or Boomers or yours on this call, ever had a convergence of technical and fundamental indicators any stronger than we have right now. So that is a fact. That's not opinion. Bill Peters, you got a question? I've unmuted your line. Fire away.
Yeah, Joe. In the thin air up here in Colorado, sometimes things become fuzzy. Would you repeat what you said about Kinnibar, and can we still call it 999.9 pure? And then I have another question.
Well, the Kinnibar has nothing to do with the 999 pure.
Good, okay.
Yeah, the 999 pure is what it is. The Kinnibar is just a security feature that certifies authenticity, purity, and weight. That's what the Kinnibar is. And the Kinnibar was patented by UBS. We've been using that name because, again, people avoid what they're not familiar with. If anybody that has a great knowledge of gold, the chances are they have heard of Kinnibar.
Yes.
But technically, legally, ours is kinogram, is what a word we're using, or hologrammed.
Okay.
Yeah, because that way we're not stepping on their toes. It's just like if we were in the beverage business and we created a new cola and called it Coke, that might be a problem, right?
Right, exactly. I understand. The other question, then that's good, thank you. The other question is, and I hate to keep asking about the welcome pack, so here's my question. When they show up in our back office, where will they be? And you may not know, will they be under Buy Gold or some other area?
Buy Gold.
Okay, thank you.
They will be right under you'll still have your monthly purchase plan option. one-time purchase below that, and then it'll probably either be between those or below one-time purchase, but it will be a special category, well-marked, and you won't miss it. And believe me, as soon as that is on there, it won't take seconds. Someone will see it, post it in the chat rooms on Skype, and boom, it'll spread throughout 3,000-plus people real fast.
Absolutely, and that's what I've been doing. I've been looking in that exact place because you hate to keep asking all the time. So when it shows up, one of us will see it. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome. No problem. No problem. Okay, got that. Back to the dashboard here, and if anybody has a question, you can press 5-star, and that will raise your hand on the dashboard here, and I will unmute your line. Any other questions? 5-star. The ladies' call tonight, is that, I believe...
Tomorrow.
I'm sorry, tomorrow. That's at 8 o'clock?
Yes.
I believe it is. Deanna, is that correct? 8 o'clock Eastern?
Yes.
Deanna, are you there? She must have her phone.
Yes.
They'll see her on here. Okay, 8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, and there's no Jimmy Larson webinar this afternoon. Just got confirmation of that. He's traveling. He's actually going to corporate today, so there will be no Jimmy Larson webinar. So I guess that's a wrap for today, Boomer. If you have any parting thoughts, go ahead and discuss.
Sure. I am doing a mini Facebook training, a basic overview on how to utilize that to find an endless sea of prospects on Facebook. It's Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. The link is on facebook.com/KB Stadium. And anybody's welcome to pop in. I'm going to do it very quickly. I'm going to teach a little etiquette on Facebook and how to utilize what you have in front of you to find who's actually looking for what you have. There's a way to do it that works, and there's a way to do it that doesn't. And if you'd like to plug in, you're free to come do it.
Awesome. Okay, well, for Dan, Dr. Dennis, all our whole host of leaders here, I want to bid you guys a fantastic day, and got 6 more days left before the current commission cycle ends. We anticipate this week the 1, 2, 3, the 1 gram cards for immediate delivery, so keep watching, looking in your back office, as well as the upgraded software. So for our panel, Joe Norman here in Worcester, Ohio, you guys have a fantastic day, and we'll see you all at the top.